Hey, just wanted to make a quick announcement before the video starts. This game is fucking dead now. You can no longer get it from the Steam store. So I just wanted to say that. It doesn't appreciate the value of the video. It just makes my recommendation useless because you can't buy it anymore. But yeah, apparently some guy decided to copyright strike Nick, the developer, and now you can no longer buy the game. It's not a matter of he lost the case. It's more so he's not a lawyer. So yeah, there's just that. Anyway, there's a dog coming by. But yeah, this game is dead now, so you can't buy it. So just ignore the recommendation. I already animated it, and I'm too lazy to like take it out. I didn't put much work into it because, as you know, most of my animations are just glorified slideshows. But I still want to appreciate my work even when there is none. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say with the video, and hope you have a good watch.
Hello everyone, my name is Henry Corpman. Before this video starts, do you all want to know a fun fact about me personally? I'm scared of the dark. As none of you know, I'm an adult, a grown-up. It sure as heck doesn't feel like it, but it's true. I knew I was a grown-up when I went into an Among Us VR lobby and the host said, "Oh thank God, not another stupid child." And that hit me like a truck. I mean, we're both playing Among Us in VR. What part of me is not another stupid child? What part of you is not another stupid child? Exactly, now move aside, Mom said it's my turn on the Xbox. Can we play Halo Reach? The sands of time have been progressively getting faster and faster. I remember a time when those back-to-school Walmart ads were directed at me, but now, not anymore. I remember a time when I used to go trick-or-treating. I'd go into people's vans because they had free candy in them. But now, I'm the driver of those vans. Now I kidnap and ransom little kids for a living. And I love my job, brah! Basically, what this entire preamble is about is that my childhood, my teens, they're both long gone now. And I'm an empty shell of a jellyfish. I'm mature. I rarely cry nowadays. I stopped caring about politics in America. If you look at my YouTube channel, the first things I ever posted were Line Rider music videos and shitty memes. And that one awkward phase where I posted Skywars clips. Granted, most of my old videos are like less than 5 years old, and I've had this account since 2014. I did post during that time, but it was all cringe and I'm glad I deleted everything. Twice. But even though I'm no longer a young dude, I still have some aspects of my childhood with me. For example, my voice. I missed the part of puberty where you're supposed to get a deep voice. I also missed the part of puberty where you're supposed to get a spike in height. I'm short. But one other thing I still have from my childhood that has stuck with me to this day is what I fear. I'm scared of the dark, as I said earlier, but the title is clickbait. I don't have nyctophobia, which, by the way, I don't like how phobias are used nowadays. It's like a trend to say you have trypophobia even though you don't. Don't you all know that phobias are debilitating? People with nyctophobia could experience panic attacks and vomiting just because they saw the sun go down. Saying this right now, no, you probably don't have whatever phobia you say you have. Phobias are extreme cases, not simply looking at something and feeling unsettled. In my case, for my fear of the darkness, if someone is with me, I'm not scared. If I'm at home, I'm not scared. If I have a weapon, the dark should be scared of me. But still, once these three factors are out of the equation, consider my timbers shivered. You see, sometimes when you stare at the void, it's never the void staring back. It's something else.
How long does it take to beat a moron to death?
And that's what this video is about. My fear of the dark, the general fear of it, and a VR game called Paradox of Hope. VR. But before we get into it, what is Paradox of Hope VR? Paradox of Hope is a virtual reality horror shooter where you play as a Russian nobody trying to be a Russian somebody. It's made by one dude named Nick.
Bills.
Guess the gambling addiction and zombie apocalypse wasn't working out for him.
Looks like there's been a change of plans.
Originally, it's meant to be a linear, story-based game where you play as Anton trying to get revenge from a group of bandits after they scammed you out of a mysterious box that beeps radiation noises. As of the making of this video, there are only 2 chapters which can be completed in an hour. There's also a subplot about 3 bandits, Minka, Garlic, and Rusty, as they each get picked off by bug things, with Rusty sacrificing himself unwillingly to save Minka, whose fate is currently unknown.
Чеснок тебя задним числом назвал, перед тем, как коня двинуть. Спасибо. Да чего там? Как задание завершим, поляну мне накроешь. Я пацан простой. Сука, паскуды! Сейчас как... Я... Это... Ржавый! Как? Вика, беги!
I like Minka. I miss Rusty. In all honesty, as fine as the story is, it won't be the reason you stayed. The reason you stay is because of the raid mode. Raid mode is where you go into randomly generated maps fighting mutants, bug things, and bandits, whilst collecting junk to pawn off at the merchant to buy gear so that you can collect more junk more efficiently. There's a good variety of guns, items, junk, and upgrades that'll keep you playing for hours. My favorite aspect of Paradox of Hope is the level generation. For having such claustrophobic and dark corridors, you'd expect to get lost very easily, but I found it to rarely be the case, unless the same room type was used twice in a singular level. I do have some critiques, such as the lack of enemy variety. Mutants, bug things, and bandits are currently the only enemies in the game, and they don't even spawn together. When you spawn into a map, you'll face one type of the 3 and that's it. There are some variations in enemy type, but for now, we only have see no evil, speak no evil, and hear no evil. Another critique is the sheer amount of jank in the game. It's a side effect of having only one dev working on such an ambitious project. You work hard building a house, you don't have time to clean it. Overall, I recommend it. It's clear that Nick is very passionate about this game, and the only way I can describe how he was able to put so much effort into it, coding included, is with magic, but also acid packs. One thing I must note about this game is that it's dark. Very dark. The only light you get are either from an attachment in your gun, a headlamp, night vision goggles, or a lighter. All 3 of these are limited in their own way. By limited, I mean they each cover very little area. I often combine a flashlight from my gun, a headlamp, and a lighter all together simply to see properly. You might think, Henry, that's a bit overkill, don't you think? Shut up! What part of my preamble did you not understand? I have to use these many light sources because my headlamp shoots wide but not far, and my lighter because, fire. I love arson, I want to burn stuff. If a church isn't meant to be burned down to the ground, why is it made of wood? You get the idea. The solo dev Nick did a very good job creating a suspenseful atmosphere where I sometimes panicked and turned around to see if there's an enemy behind me. And sometimes there is. As you walk through the dark halls of the confined tunnels of the metro, you can hear the whispers, mumblings, and giggles of souls lost. Dark Souls 3, the Ringed City DLC. Sometimes one voice sticks out, and it feels like a ghost just tried to jump at you from behind. And it's not just the damned that make noises either. Russia, at least stated by ChatGPT, has one of the best metro lines in the world, standing as an engineering and architectural marvel. You can often hear machinery machining in the distance alongside the faint rumblings of concrete and creaks of wooden boards that were meant to be temporary fixes to certain leaks, or barricades to hold off whatever monster was roaming the underground. Keep in mind, the world has ended in Paradox of Hope, so the machining machinery is more or less just an echo of what society once was, back when children would worry about what shoes to wear to school rather than worry about whether or not their parents would come back from the raid. What surprises me about the tunnels is that some maps have a generator which can be used to turn on lights. These generators still have fuel in them, which meant that people were there beforehand and they were doing maintenance before you showed up. I know I'm overanalyzing a simple mechanic. I don't think Nick thought this much into adding a generator from the storyline into the raid mode, but I have severe anxiety which makes me overanalyze the smallest of things out of fear that I don't miss something crucial. Anyways, enough about the sound design. Let's get back to the point. Darkness. As stated several times before, this game is dark. So dark, it's downright tiring. You'll often find yourself tentatively walking slowly through claustrophobic corridors because rushing the map will simply mean a quicker death. Seeing a lit candle at the end of a hallway or an ugly red of an emergency power light can often relieve you of that tension you feel. Even something like the headlamp of a bandit can be a form of short reprieve due to the fact that it finally means something is happening other than nothing. When nothing happens in Paradox, that's when it gets the most scary. If that makes sense. Every sound you hear gets that more elevated and terrifying, as what was scary wasn't the lack of noise in a dark environment, but the fact that the noise was being patient and catching you off guard at the worst moment, even if you thought you were ready for it. It does its job well is what I'm saying. So, what did we get out of this video? Well, I first want to say that Paradox of Hope has helped me, or is currently helping me, overcome my fear of the dark. Thank you, game. And thank you, Nick, for making the game. Secondly, what's scary about the dark is what it hides, not the dark itself. Thirdly, shit, I didn't think I'd get this far. Fire. I love fire. I'm a pyromaniac. Pyro from Team Fortress 2 is literally me. If you have any needed churches burned to the ground, call 305-579-61111 and I'll get right on it for free. Anyways, remember kids, you've got to learn to leave the table when no love's being served. Nina Simone. The name's Corpman. Henry Corpman. I'll see you when I do. But now I'm the Altogether, simply... Shit. I often combine a flashlight from my gun, a headlamp, and a lighter. All simply... Fuck, I can't. You're stupid. You're stupid. I'll see you when I do. Yay. Okay, how long is that? Longer than these nuts. As you walk through the dark halls of the... Fuck. I have severe anxiety, which makes me... Oh, fuck. Every sound you hear... Fuck. Every sound you hear that... Fuck. Power from TF... I want to burn churches. If you have it...